Okay, you have to look up.
Winfred Wilhoit.
A little louder, please.
Winfred Wilhoit. 1168 Bishop Avenue, Hamilton, Ohio. Born May the 2nd, 1920. Branch of service.
Yes.
U.S. Army. Army serial number 35502695. Rank PFC, private first class.
Okay, Winfred, thank you very much. Were you drafted or did you enlist and in what branch of service?
Drafted.
You were drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you living?
At Rothwell, Kentucky.
Where in Kentucky?
Rothwell, Kentucky.
Roswell.
Rothwell.
Okay.
Rothwell.
Is that in eastern Kentucky or I really can't place that. Where is it in relation to Lexington?
That was the address, yeah. Rothwell, Kentucky.
Okay.
Just, that's all there are to it.
Okay. Where is it in relation to Lexington? Is it east of Lexington or west of Lexington?
East of Lexington.
Okay. Over around Hazard or not that far east?
No, it's above Mount Sterling.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So you were inducted from there, or you were drafted, then where did they send you?
Sent me to Cincinnati for my examination.
Did you come to Cincinnati, or did you go into Fort Thomas?
Cincinnati.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Federal building? Where did you go in Cincinnati?
Fort Thomas.
Okay, it was over in Fort Thomas. Okay. About what time of year was that? What time of year was that?
It was July the 4th, 1942.
July the 4th. Wow, on a holiday.
July, yeah.
Is that right? And where that was your induction? Then where did you go for basic training?
St. Louis, Texas.
And how did you get there?
We went there by train.
Wow. How long did that take? How long did it take you to get to Texas by train? Oh, that's okay. I thought maybe. You take a couple days to get there?
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. What was the weather like? Well, in July in Texas, it had to be unbearable. It was very, very hot in Texas.
120 degrees.
Wow. How long were you there?
About 2 months. We was there for basic training.
Anything unusual happened while you were there, or anything you can remember that was different?
It's just nothing but sand and like a desert. And it's hot.
Did you meet any characters there? Any characters? GIs?
No,
Nobody unusual or anything? Nothing unusual happened?
no, nothing.
Yeah.
Only just hot.
Just hot. You have some long marches? Long marches? Marching. Marching. You have any long 15, 20 mile
No.
marches? Is that right? Okay. Okay. What was your typical day like in basic training? Can you remember? Can you share that with us?
What?
What was your typical day like in basic training?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Okay, after basic training, where did you go?
Fort Sam Houston, Texas.
Okay. And what did you train to do there?
We took advanced training. I took radio, Morse code, international Morse code.
Okay. So you were a radio operator.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very good. How long was that your second training period?
Probably about 4 months.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, so you had 4 months there in Texas. Then you were getting ready to ship out.
We left there and went to Camp Pope, Louisiana for swamp maneuvers.
Swamp maneuvers.
Yeah. Swamp maneuvers. Louisiana, Camp Pope, Louisiana.
How long was that?
We was there for probably 2 months.
Okay. With this radio operating, you were actually using the Morse code and
International Morse code.
International Morse code.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, then after Louisiana, where did you go?
We went to Desert Center, California.
Were you getting
Needles, California.
Needles, California? Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's for desert training.
Oh, good Lord! Really?
Desert maneuvers.
So they had you in the swamp. Now they got you in the desert.
We went by train.
How long were you there in California?
We were there one whole winter. The next spring, we went there in the fall, and next spring we moved to Indian Gap, Pennsylvania.
Well, you came back east. Okay. So you went in and July. Then that spring you were back in Pennsylvania, getting ready to ship out. Did you ever have an opportunity to get home on a furlough before you shipped out?
Yeah, I come home on 2 furloughs during my time, which I was in there before then. But then when we got ready to ship out, I come home on a 3-day pass, one weekend.
How did you get home?
I come by train from Washington, D.C. to Cincinnati, and Greyhound bus on home. And then I caught the Greyhound bus back to Cincinnati, and the train back to Washington. And I had to be back in the camp on Monday morning by 7 o'clock.
How long were you actually home? About 8 hours?
Not 8 hours. About a couple hours, probably. I just enough to say hi and leave.
Wow, wow.
Because that was a lot of miles for,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Be traveling. And
Sure.
in Cincinnati, they didn't want to let me. in Cincinnati, they didn't want to let me on the bus on account of the 4th of July. And they told me to hitchhike. I said, I never hitchhiked in my life. I said, I can't hitchhike. And I told the manager, I said, I got to get on that bus. And he said, okay, I'll get you on that bus. So he let me and a couple more soldiers go on through the emergency door, get on the bus.
Is that right?
Oh, there's people lined up for a half a block getting on that bus.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's during 4th of July, everybody was traveling.
So when you got back to Pennsylvania, then what happened?
We was there just a little while till we shipped out. We got to Boston and got on the ship and shipped out to England.
Do you recall the name of the ship?
We went it took us about 8 days to go across to England. We went up, landed in England, went across England by train to a camp over next to the English Channel. Then we stayed there about a week, well, see, about 2 weeks, I guess it was. And we went over and got on a boat. We was on the boat for a week, and every day it turned around. And then finally we went across the English Channel in about the 8th day.
Winfred, excuse me, do you recall the name of the ship that you went over on?
Yeah, I was trying to think of that here the other day, and it got sunk at, I can't think of it.
Oh, it's
It's
okay.
a great big luxury liner.
Yeah.
It's called the Hull Air Whole Division. And it was a large ship. It was 939 feet long.
Wow. Okay.
And it was a real nice ship. I think it's the United States' biggest ship.
Did you get seasick? Did you get seasick?
We'd have them our drills, ship sunk to go out, and I never would even get off of my bed. I didn't care if it did sink. I was just sick. I eat 8 meals in 8 days. I eat 1 meal a day.
A lot of guys sick. How deep were you in the ship?
I don't know. I don't know where I was at in this ship, but I was on a top bunk. We had about 4 bunks high, and you had to crawl up a ladder to get up on top. And then they had all their washrooms and everything in the bottom of the ship, right in the bottom.
Okay. Did you have any events going over? Any scare with submarines or anything like that?
No, they shot several times at some objects they saw out in the ocean that they thought were submarines, but it wasn't. It was just junk somebody threw out.
Okay. Okay, so you got over to England, then take us from there.
Well, we landed over there in the apple orchard, they called it. And we drove a truck on the Red Bull Express route for 1 month. That's during September. And then they took us off that, and that's when we went to the front lines.
And where was that?
That was in October, along about 1st October. We went to the front lines by train. We went all the way up across France by train to the front lines. And then when we got off up at Mays-Lamets, that's where General Patton he come and talked to us and wished us all good luck, made sure we had overcoats and overshoes. So they told me and my buddy, they assigned us, we had a buddy assigned to us, told me and my buddy to go with these 3 wiremen up to the forward CP. So it was along about 3 o'clock in the evening. We was going up a gravel road, walking, and Germans started shooting mortars at us. Well, we was inside of where we was going, and as soon as the mortar started hitting, we all started running. So we run to where we was going and got in this building. So that night, we'd having a counterattack from the Germans, and they got us all out with their rifles, and we got behind trees and everywhere, and never did see nobody. So they called it off. We went back inside. I started to go out the door. I pushed the door open maybe several inches, just a little bit. When a shell hit a tree, it rode up right beside of the porch, cut that tree off, knocked me back inside. So I didn't go out anymore that night. So then the next day is when we laid that wire line up that rifle company, and these dug in around a steel mill, a big slag pile. All the Germans was in that slag pile and everything. It's about half a mile from where we was at. we started laying that war line about halfway up. German soldier raised up with his hands up. We motioned him to go on back towards the way we come, because we had to go on and lay our wire line.
Sure.
And so I guess he went on back. We never did hear about him anymore. So we got on up there to where we was going. I laid my wire line down, I suckered down, and a soldier hollered at me, "Hey, soldier, get out, a guy just got killed there." I laid down, Roy machine gun muzzles went right down where I was sitting from a sniper over in the cemetery. So I asked the sergeant, I said, "Can I go back?" And he said, "Yeah." And me and my buddy, we managed to keep ourselves safe from a machine gun, kept something between us and them, so till we got that. And he said, "Will you take a straight wounded guy back? He's wounded." And I said, "Well, we'll try." So he was shot through the shoulder, and we got him up. We carried him a little ways, and he passed out on us. We gave him pillow salts, and we'd get him up and go a little further. And I finally told my buddy to go and get the medics, and he did. And they put him on the stretcher and took him on back. Then from then on, we just traveled. We went on from there to a big farm where they had all the farm buildings enclosed with a big wall. And that's where we stayed overnight. 3 o'clock the next morning, got me up and my buddy, and they said, "Go with these warmans. You lay a wire line." So 5 of us, here we went. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning before daylight. We went up, laid our wire line all the way to a rifle company where they was at a little town dug in. And we got up there with our wire, attached our phone on. It was dead, nothing. We got the wire in our hand, right through our hand, right back outside the town. It had been cut since we laid it. Nobody there but just us 5. So we was all on alert to start shooting if anything happened.
Sure.
But then we got on back, and from then on we were just on the move mostly all the time. From then on until the war ended. We went across the Rhine River on a pontoon bridge. They put pontoon boats and bolted them together because the old bridges were blown out. But before that, the Battle of the Bulge, we stayed in Charlotte for 6 weeks, and I went across the bridge every day. It was wired with the explosive, and the Germans never got to blow it. And I had a big field to go across. It was about like a half acre, a half mile or something like that. And the Germans would shoot at me as I went across there in my Jeep. But I never did get hit. But after 6 weeks, we'd stopped the Germans, stopped their drive, and we'd start pushing them back, and then we started on the move, and we was moving up across Germany then from then on. And I can't remember much that happened after that because it just day and night we was on the move. Only one time I can remember that I woke up, we was all so tired and give out and everything. When we stopped, we'd fall asleep.
Sure.
I fell asleep and I woke up and everybody was gone in front of me. Nobody in front of me. I thought, what in the world? It scared me to death. That's about the only time I was ever afraid, really. And I started my Jeep up and took off, and I guess everybody behind me was asleep too. And I just went a little way till I caught up with them, but that scared me to death.
Sure,
I think that's the worst I was ever scared over there.
Was that at night?
Yeah, it was at nighttime.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we traveled day and night after we got to going across Germany. We just traveled day and night, kept going. And we went within about 19 miles of Berlin, and we turned back and cleaned out all the pockets we'd passed the Germans, and we set up the Army occupation. And we done that till the war ended on May 8th.
So you didn't get into Berlin.
No, they wouldn't let us go into
And
Berlin.
that's something, yeah. That's
They
politics.
wanted Russians to take it.
Yep, politics.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame. Did you get many letters from home?
Any what?
Letters
Letters.
from home?
Yeah.
In packages?
I got, well, my woman I used to work for in Kentucky on a farm, she sent me a big package for Christmas. Sent me a fruit cake and everything she told me, but it never did get there because the Germans captured it. And we got a lot of mail captured during the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
When they made that drive down across there.
Right. Was that the only package? Didn't you receive any other packages?
I can't remember getting many packages. I don't think so.
You guys on the
I got a
move?
lot of mail though.
Did you?
Got a lot of dead letters, yeah.
Well, good. Did you get any holiday meals? You know, like at Christmas or Thanksgiving, did you get any special meals when you were in the field?
We got turkey during Thanksgiving, yeah.
Out in the field?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah,
good.
we got turkey.
What about any close friends? Did you lose any close friends in combat?
No. Well, my sergeant come from same place as I did. He come from Rockville, Kentucky. My first sergeant.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Did you know him there?
And he was there. He was with me all the time. We was in the service.
Did you know him at home?
My father, he knowed my father, but I didn't know him.
Is that
But
right?
he knowed my dad, yeah.
Then that's something.
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody else from down there that you ran
anybody
into?
else I didn't know. He's the only one I know, but him and I was from the same county,
Uh-huh.
and he knew my dad, but I didn't know him.
I'll be darned.
And I would have to go back and get the kitchen truck and bring them up and show them the way they. See, the kitchen truck would just sit still of a day. They wouldn't move.
Okay.
And I'd follow the troops, and then when the night come, they all settle down. I'd go back and get the kitchen truck and bring them up.
Okay. All right.
And see our bedrolls and everything we had on the kitchen truck, our sleeping bags, everything.
Right.
We
Right.
put them on the kitchen truck. And we had a band. I played over in a band.
Oh, did you? What instrument did you play?
I played a mandolin,
Did you?
and we had I think 2 guitars, a couple violins, and I played the mandolin. I think it was about 6 of us played. We had a nice little band.
Now, where did you pick up a mandolin?
Well, the guys know that I played the mandolin. Well, I got over there. Well, one day, one of the guys come in and said, "Kentucky, here's your mandolin." They brought me one. They got it out of the store somewhere. Anyway, it was a nice little mandolin, and I couldn't bring it home.
They wouldn't let you bring it home?
I got down there in France with it, way down in France, old gold, Camp Old Gold in France, and they said, "We know that you're gathering up a lot of stuff to take back home with you. Now you can't take it back. Get rid of it." I had that little mandolin. I had a double barrel shotgun.
A double barrel shotgun?
Yeah, with hammers on it. And I had one of the big long sabers, German sabers that they marched with when they was parading. And I had a little chest, a wooden box that was made like a trunk. I had it full of stuff. I had a Belgium 44 pistol in there, and all kinds of stuff that I'd gather up. They said, "Now you can't take that stuff back with you. We're going to turn your duffel bag upside down, dump everything out when you get on the ship, Everything you got over here, we're gonna get rid of it. So he said, we got a place right down here at the end of the street. Take it down and throw all this stuff in that pile down there. I took that little box down there and threw it in that pile and went back and got my mandolin. And I was going to take it down and throw it in that pile. And I met a little French girl, and I just handed her that mandolin, and she just grabbed it and she took it and run with it like she stole it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
We got on the ship, they never done a thing. They never dumped our duffel bag out or nothing like that. They just told us that.
Yeah.
But I got back with my shotgun and.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How did you manage that?
They told us, they said, if you got any guns or any sword or anything like that, or binoculars or cameras, wear your camera around your neck or your binoculars around your neck. Let your gun stick out the barrel, stick out the duffel bag. But as long as the barrel sticks out the duffel bag, you're all right. And so that's what I done. I let that double barrel stick out that duffel bag.
What about your pistol? Is that in the box?
I never got it. I mean, I threw it away.
You threw it away?
Yeah.
Do you still have your shotgun?
No, I sold. I let auctioneers auction it off and sell it. So he brought $97, I think it was.
How long ago was that?
That's probably back in the 70s. I see, yeah, 70s.
Wow, that's 40 years ago.
And my sword, I sold it for $10, which I just give it away. But I found out it was worth a lot of money after that.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. You have any idea what caliber your shotgun was?
It was a 20 gauge.
That'd been a sweet little gun. That'd been a sweet little gun.
Mm-hmm. It was. I used to hunt with it a lot. It had a lever on the bottom here where you break it down with. You pull the lever out sideways and break it down. I never seen one like it before, but.
Well, you were saying that earlier on that you were in the audience with General Patton. You have any idea how close you were to him? 100 yards?
Probably. He probably wasn't far from here to the street from us.
Oh, is that right? Say like 50, 60 feet.
Huh?
About 50, 60 feet from you.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
He wearing his pistols? Was he wearing his
I
ivory?
can't remember where he was wearing them guns or not.
Ivory handled
He wore
pistol.
them Pearl Hollow guns.
Yeah.
I can't remember where he had them on or not now.
Okay. By chance run into anybody else like that? Those high profile guys?
Mm-mm.
No? Well, that's pretty good to have been that close to Patton.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Very, very nice, very nice. Let's see. Okay, Winfred, now, there during World War II, Bob Hope used to travel extensively through Europe and the Pacific visiting the GIs. Did you ever have an opportunity to see Bob Hope in a USO show or anything like that?
I've seen USO shows, yeah. We had a lot of USO shows.
Any of the? Can you name any of the stars or?
No, I can't.
Okay. Okay. I was wondering too, with your little band, how often would you guys get together and perform?
We about every day we'd get together and play some. When we could.
Yeah, when you could.
Every day we could, yeah.
Did you lose any of those guys through the war? Any of them get hurt?
I don't think so.
So what'd you say? You had about 6 or 7 guys that was string
About
instruments?
6, I think it was.
Six.
I believe it was about 6.
It's pretty neat.
But it wasn't from. It wasn't guys from my outfit. It's different guys around from other companies.
Sure, sure. Did you sing?
Sing? No, I never did sing.
Okay.
My brother and I, we used to sing all the time together when we was growing up, and I quit after I went to the service. I never did sing anymore after that.
You found out you couldn't sing, huh? What about the Red Cross? You ever have any experiences with the Red Cross?
Yeah, I mean, they give us, when we started overseas, they give us a big package of stuff, and then I think several more times they give us things.
What about religious experiences out there in the field? Did priests or ministers ever come around say a prayer before a battle or what have you?
No, we had ministers in there, but I don't remember ever seeing any if we got in combat.
What about Kilroy was here signs? Did you see any of those?
Any what?
Kilroy was here. Kilroy was here signs. Kilroy.
Oh, I seen where he wrote a lot of stuff, yeah. I seen where he wrote a lot of stuff on things. Kilroy was here, yeah.
You did see a lot of those signs? You did see a lot of them?
Uh-huh,
You did.
yeah.
Okay, over the date of May 7th, 1945, when the war ended in Europe, do you recall where you were when you heard the war was over? 1945, May 7th, the war was over in Europe. Do you recall where you were then?
Yeah, I was standing guard. I got a picture of it over there. I got a little picture of it, if y'all see it.
After bed, yeah, that'd be
I
fine.
was standing guard with my sergeant. On May the 8th, it's wrote on the back of it, the day the war ended, May the 8th, 1945.
Where was that? Where were you?
Somewhere, we was in Germany, because we hadn't come back, we were still doing army occupation
Okay.
when the war ended.
How long did you stay then in Europe for the war occupation?
Well, I think a few days after that, because that was the 8th of May, and I was back over here by the 1st of July, and I had traveled all the way back across France and back there and across the ocean to get back here. And about 2 months later, it's the 8th of May, 8th of June, 8th of July. And I got married the 16th, 17th of July.
16th of July you were married?
17th of July, 1945.
Well, how'd you meet this lady?
I met her little girl, 13 years old.
Beg your pardon?
Met her little girl, 13 years old.
Not when you married her.
I met her.
Oh, you met her when she was 13.
I met her when she was 13
Oh,
years
okay.
old. We went to Easter egg hunt. She was walking along by herself, and I went over, and all the other couples was together. Me and her was walking along by herself, and I went over and got her by the arm, and I said, we just well walk along together. And I went with her all the way after that. She was only 13. She was only 14 when I went to the service.
Okay.
And she was 17 when we got married, when I got back.
So you were riding back and forth while you were in the service?
Oh yeah, we rode every day, just about it. We just about rode every day, me and her did.
And may I ask, what was her name?
Huh?
What was your wife's name?
Thelma.
Thelma?
Yeah.
Thelma what?
Thelma Clay Cooper was her last name. She was a Cooper.
Okay. So that's pretty quick. You got in the 8th of July and you're married the 17th. Yeah, that's... When you came home, were you discharged from the service then, or did you have to go back?
No, I had to go back. But we started to go on to Japan when we got back. See, when we left over Europe, we were scheduled for Japan. So we was going to Japan via United States. 30 days in the United States and then on to Japan. But everybody had 165 points. They transferred them out over and left them over there, and they brought back everybody else to go on to Japan. Had 163 points.
Now, if I got this right, you had 163 points.
I had 163 points, and I got wounded right there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And I
Where did that happen?
I was in Germany, and I went to the medics, get a Band-Aid put on. They just cut some way. I don't know how I got it, but they said, "How'd you get that?" And I said, "I have no idea." They said, "We'll give you a Purple Heart." And I said, "For that?" And I said, "I don't want no Purple Heart for that." And then when they discharged them, transferred them out over there to, had 165 points. I didn't have enough, because if I'd have got that Purple Heart, I'd had 5 more points to give me 167.
That's something.
So I come on back to the States, and I got back before they told me after that the guys that was transferred out over there had all them 165 points. It was a long time before they got to come back, because they didn't have no priority, you see.
That's right.
And we was on back, and I was on back and married, and well, the war ended in, I think, Japan
in August.
in August
Right.
14th or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
August
they
10th.
discharged all of us. I got 3 furloughs, 3 1-month furloughs, and I was discharged November the 10th of 1945.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you ended up winning after all. You got back before the guys with all the points. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
I ended up, I come out in the long run ahead.
That's good. That's good. Do you recall how you came back?
Yeah, we came back by boat, by ship, but we come back on General Gordon. General Gordon we come back on, but I can remember that, but I can't remember that
Well, that's good.
one we were on. It was a famous name.
Okay. So where did you go to be discharged?
They transferred me out to the 44th Division, and that's Camp Chaffee, Arkansas, where I got discharged.
Wow.
November 10th, 1945.
Some things we don't forget, right? Say some things we don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what your last meal in the service was like?
Last year.
No, your last meal that you ate in the army.
I don't. I can remember coming home. Because the bus was on fire. When I was coming home from when I got my discharge, buses was on strike. Greyhound buses was on strike. I had to take a trailway from Camp Chaffee, Arkansas to Indianapolis, Indiana. And we were driving along, and all at once that bus driver just wheeled over the side of the road and jumped out with his fire extinguisher. And I said, "What happened?" I got open to see what happened, and the bus caught on fire.
Whoa.
He put it out. He got put out. And we got to Indianapolis, and wasn't no buses running from Indianapolis. There wasn't nothing. No Greyhounds. No nothing. And I don't know where that taxi driver got talking to us, but anyway, he was talking to me, and he said, "Where are you going to?" And I said, "Cincinnati." And he said, "I'll take you to Cincinnati." I said, "Gosh, I don't have money like that." And he said, "I tell you what, I'll take you for $35. And there's another guy there. He said, "I'll take both of you for $35. He said, "And if we see anybody hitchhiking along," he said, "we'll pick them up." And he said, "If they got any money, we'll go get them donated to you." I said, okay. So we started off from Indianapolis in a taxi cab to Cincinnati. And only picked up one guy, and he only had about $1.09 or something like that. So we got out to Cincinnati, and that taxi driver said, where are you going to? And I said, over to Crittenden, Kentucky. He said, I'll take you over there. And I said, okay. So he took me over there and let me out over the gate, and I had to walk way down across the holler and up down. He said, I'll take you right over to the house. And I said, you can't get over to the house like that.
Is that right?
So he parked it up on the road, and we walked over, and he went on back in.
Did he walk up to the house with you?
No, he
just went on?
Let me out over the gate.
Okay, Winfred, I want to thank you for participating in the Veterans History Project and sharing your story with us. Is there anything else you think you would like to put on this recording that you happen to think of?
No, not. Unless that's how long we was married and everything.
Well, sure. Go ahead and tell us about that. How many children and your children?
We had 2 children, a boy and a girl.
And their names?
David and Carolyn.
Okay.
And we was married 67 and a half years.
Wow. Wow. Beautiful marriage.
Mm-hmm. Long time.
Yeah. Where did you work when you came out of the service?
Where did I what?
Work?
I farmed for 5 years after I come out home from service. I took on farm training from the government. For 4 years, they paid me $97.50 a month. And then we moved to Ohio in 1950. I got a job here at Fisher Body.
Oh, yeah.
And worked 3 months. Well, I worked 85 days. They laid me off, and I went to Pease Homes. I worked there 27 years. Pease Home. We went out on that strike in 1977. They replaced all of us, and I went to OPW, and that's where I retired from.
Oh, okay.
And my wife retired from Avon in 87.
Okay, well, I think we'll close this interview then. And once again, thank you ever so much for sharing your story with us. And I hope your family and your grandchildren and great-grandchildren will enjoy this in years to come.
You're welcome.
Thank you ever so much.
Mm-hmm.